Maristella.
Hello, welcome to today's episode of Campus Health here on ATU TV with me, Maristella Sekle. Here we give you health updates. So today we are just going to talk about cholera. And I have on phone Mr. Rocky Teteji, who is a clinical officer who will enlighten us on the happenings so far. There is a recent outbreak of cholera. So, hello, Mr. Rocky.
Yes, Maristella.
Hi, nice having you.
Yes, good afternoon.
Good evening. It's always
Good.
a pleasure having you on Campus Health.
Thank you very much.
All right. So, as I mentioned earlier, there's a recent outbreak of cholera here in Ghana. Can you briefly enlighten us on what we need to know and how we can protect ourselves?
Yes, that's true. Ghana is currently experiencing a cholera outbreak, with cases reported in multiple regions of the country. Yes, one may ask, what is cholera? Short, cholera is an acute diarrhea illness that is caused by the bacterium Vibrio cholerae. It leads to severe dehydration and can be fatal if not promptly treated.
Okay.
So, from the definition, we all see that the disease is caused by ingesting food or water that is contaminated with the Vibrio cholerae, which is a bacterium.
Okay.
Okay.
So, can you briefly enlighten us on the mode of transmission?
Yes. So when you talk of mode of transmission, it talks about how the individual predisposes or gets infected with the disease.
Okay.
So, consumption of contaminated water or food, poor sanitation and hygiene practices, and areas with inadequate sewage and water treatment facilities. These mediums can be used to transmit the disease from the food into the human host.
Right, thank you. So what are
Mm.
some of the signs and symptoms we can see for us to know that okay, this is a cholera case or that can prompt us to seek medical attention?
Yeah, so just like all other illnesses that may cause a person to have some watery stool, cholera specifically will have a profuse watery diarrhea.
Okay.
That is uh, very, very watery, and in clinical terms, we describe it like rice water stools. And the
Right.
person can also have vomiting. And because the person is losing water, the person will be dehydrated at a very fast rate. So that is rapid dehydration. And
Okay.
then in some cases, they can be muscle cramps as well.
Right. So what first aid can we what measures can we um take once you notice that you're having diarrhea or you suspect a case of cholera? What can we do at home?
Okay, so in the home setting, for instance, when you start manifesting the symptoms of diarrhea and vomiting, the most appropriate thing for you to do to prevent dehydration is to get oral rehydration salts to start with in order to replace the fluid that is being lost. In some cases, the Ghana Health Service also recommend that you get a zinc tablet in addition to the ORS.
Okay.
So that is the
I
first aid at home before you even seek any medical treatment.
Right. I understand you are currently at work and I wouldn't want to take much of your time. So, quickly run us through some preventive measures that we can practice so that we don't expose ourselves to this disease, cholera.
Okay, so there are some measures that can be put in place, and the Ghana Health, for instance, has initiated several measures. For for instance, there is a cholera vaccination campaign that is targeting high risk areas. There's public education too on hygiene and sanitation, and there is distribution of water purification tablets in some areas as well. When it comes to the individual, for you to prevent the disease on your own, you need to adhere to safe hygiene practices um, in order to help you
Okay,
prevent you from getting the disease.
thank you very much,
And
Doc.
then,
So, with the mortality rate, how is it like, and how fast do we need to get to the hospital for medical care?
yes, so because it's a diarrhea illness that the person tend to lose a lot of water within the short possible time. It's very fatal because when you lose a lot of fluid, it's passing the whole volume in your blood that you are losing fast, so you get dehydrated. And if care is not taken, the person can die easily. So it's very fatal when treatment is delayed, especially the hydration.
Okay, Doc, can you give us your final words on what to do? Just give us your final words and then we wrap up.
Yes, I think I've thrown more light on the measures that the Ghana Health Service has instituted or has put in place to prevent the spread of the disease. And let me chip in this. For you as an individual, you are supposed to drink only safe, treated, or boiled water. You have to practice regular hand washing with soap and safe water. You have to ensure food is thoroughly cooked and consumed hot. You use proper sanitation facilities to and avoid open defecation. And then you also have to participate in the campaign against cholera in terms of vaccination.
Thank you
For
very
my last
much, Doc.
words,
Please,
we
are you
should
saying
all
something?
get it. Is there?
You kindly go on.
Yes. Cholera, we should know that it's preventable and treatable by adhering to the recommended hygiene practices and supporting public health initiatives. We can all control the spread of the disease. Stay informed, practice good hygiene, and seek medical care immediately if symptoms arise. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Doc. So we've been talking to Mr. Rocky Teteji, who is a clinical officer, and he's been enlightening us on the outbreak of cholera and some of the measures we can put in place to prevent ourselves from getting cholera. And one of them he mentioned is that we should practice proper hand hygiene and always cook our food and also make sure that we don't drink contaminated water. This is Campus Health here on ATU TV, and thank you all for joining us on this episode. A special thanks to ATU TV and a special thanks to my producer also. See you all same time next week. My name is Maristella Sekle.